Hi everybody, welcome to John Tries to Bake. For today's episode, I'm going to be baking a key lime pie. So we're going to have a graham cracker crust, a tart lime filling, and then I'm going to have a little bit of whipped cream topping on it, just to add a little creaminess to it. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's start with our graham cracker crust. I've gone ahead and I've chopped up 9 graham crackers in a food processor, kind of blitzed it down to bits there, and that's going to be the base of the graham cracker crust that we use. So I'm going to use 9 graham crackers that have been ground up. Got 5 tablespoons of butter, using unsalted. Don't want salted butter in that crust. And then I've got 1/3 of a cup of sugar in there, and then a little bit stuck. And then the final ingredient is a teaspoon of vanilla. So we'll use those ingredients. Again, 9 graham crackers, 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1/3 cup of sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're just gonna mix that until it's all blended together and we have a kind of a thick, kind of cookie dough type crust. So from that, I've mixed all the ingredients together, and we've got a little bit more clumping going on with the graham cracker and all of those wet ingredients with the sugar. So it's a kind of a crumbly mixture, and what we'll do next is we'll get it in our pie pan. We'll form a bottom, and I'll tap that down, and then I will put some graham cracker around the side to serve kind of as the side of the crust, and see if I can get it relatively evenly spread throughout the pan. And then once we have that, we're going to bake it at 350. We're going to keep an eye on it at about 6 minutes. It may take a little bit longer. We want it to start browning up a little bit. The thing we don't want is to dry it out. We don't want a really kind of crispy, tough cookie. We just want it kind of solid and cooked so that it's going to hold all of that lime filling. So I'm going to start by dumping about 2/3 of this in the bottom, spreading it around, and then I'll kind of find a way to get some of that cookie crust right around the sides to form the side of the pie. So that's what we're going to do. I think one of the things I might say when I use a graham cracker crust is it looks really homemade. Certainly do my best to try and even it out and get a nice kind of even edge around, but always, again, it looks a little bit homemade. You can certainly see that there's some human error in that. If you have a tip or a suggestion for evening out a graham cracker crust and making it look really even around the edges, please share. I would love to learn from some of your experiences. But again, otherwise I'm just trying to pack it down and make sure that it covers the full base of the pie tin. And I'm also trying to make sure that it goes up the sides because we want all of that lime filling to fit inside the crust. When we've got our crust here, it's going to go in the oven, and we'll let that cook off, and then we will work on getting our lime filling done. So we'll see you when this is out of the oven. So about 7 minutes in, it's starting to get golden brown. The crust is firmed up quite a bit after being cooked for 7 minutes at 350. So I'm going to pull it out of the oven. I'm going to set it out to cool, and then we will focus on getting the lime filling that will go in here. And again, we'll put that back in the oven for it to cook a little bit. So we're going to let this cool off first, and then we'll get our lime filling ready. All right, now that we've got our cookie crust, graham cracker crust completed, we're going to work on the lime filling. What we're going to do for that is we're going to use some egg yolks. We'll use 3 egg yolks. We'll use a couple of teaspoons of lime zest. We'll use a 14-ounce can of condensed milk, and we'll use about 2/3 of a cup of lime juice. You can use a little bit less liquid if you don't want it as limey. If you want it a little more limey, I would recommend a little bit more lime zest. What we don't want to do is put more liquid in here. So I want to be mindful of some of those liquid ingredients. I've got my egg yolks in here first. One of them broke, so I went ahead and just put them right in here. I'm going to whip these up with the lime zest that I grated, and I'm going to whip those up 3, 4, 5 minutes. I want them to get nice and fluffy, and then I'm going to slowly once that's complete, I'm going to slowly add in the condensed milk. That'll give it some of that sweetness, that'll make it a little bit thicker, and that's going to be the basis of that custardy filling. Once that's all done, slow everything down a little bit and start to incorporate that lime juice again slowly, and we're just going to mix it in to that final filling. From there, we'll take it. All right, so we've whipped up our egg yolks. Inside the egg yolks, we had that lime zest. Whipped it up, got a little bit thicker, gained a little bit of volume. Not quite as much as I was hoping, so we'll see how that plays out. As promised, you'll see successes and failures. Hopefully that won't be a fail. I've slowly mixed in the condensed milk into the solution. I've scraped down the sides of the bowl to get it all in there. And now I've got my lime juice. So I'm going to turn the mixer back on again at a very low speed. I'm going to slowly bring in that lime juice. Again, we're not going to really beat that mixture again. We're just going to slowly incorporate that lime to get the flavoring of the lime in that custard. Then what I'll do is I will pour it into the pie shell, that graham cracker crust that we created earlier, and I'll put it back in the oven. So it's 2/3 of a cup of lime juice that I got out earlier today when I was zesting the limes. Mix it in, add it a little bit at a time so that that liquid could be incorporated into that filling. Not mixing it beyond that though. So now I'm going to take this pie crust, the graham cracker crust that we created earlier, and I'm going to pour in that filling. Again, it'll go in the oven for 350. Go in for 7-8 minutes, then we'll keep an eye on it and we'll pull it out to cool. While it's cooling, I'll clean out the mixer here so that I can then get it ready for the whipped topping that we will add later. If you're a fan of key lime pie, if you want to see more pie related videos, hit that like button, add some comments, let me know. Would love to get your feedback. Here we go. All right, into the oven. Final ingredient. So we've got the pie cooling in the fridge now. It's getting colder. And now I'm going to make the whipped topping to go on top of it. So I've got a mixer bowl that I've had in the fridge once I got it cleaned from the lime mix. It's been in the fridge. It's cold. I've also got some really cold whipping cream. So I'm going to start with a cup of whipping cream. And I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Now you can add a little bit more, but I think it's something you want to be mindful of in terms of how sweet you want your whipped cream to be. If you decide you want a little more sweetness in there, I would recommend using very small additions to see what flavor you like. But I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons into that I whip up and then add the lemon into. All right. Again, starting with that 2 tablespoons, and then we'll see from there if we want to add any additional sweetness. But I'm going to start by whipping it up, high speed for a couple minutes. It'll start to fluff up, and then I'll add a little bit of that lemon in. It's already started to fluff up. You see it's a pretty stable whipped cream, and so we're starting to get where we want to be. So in just a minute, as this continues to whip, I'm going to slowly add in, it's not much lemon juice, I'm going to add in the tablespoon of lemon juice. Again, you can also add some zest if you want to really bring up the flavor of that, perhaps if you're making that for another recipe where you really want that lemon to be front and center. In this case, again, just complementing the lime, so I'm going to add just a little bit there, but we'll whip it up a little bit longer and make sure it gets kind of up to a really stiff state. And then we'll use that to pipe onto our pie for the final product. So here we go. And here we go. We've got a nice kind of stiff whipped cream. Oh, that didn't fall out good. That we'll use to put around the edges of the pie as kind of a garnish. All right. So here we are, time to finish this thing off. So I've got the pie out, it's been cooled, Got the whipped cream in a piping bag. I've got a star tip on here. I'm going to try to create a little kind of swirl design as I go around. So haven't tried that before, something new just in terms of creating a look, so might as well. So we'll see how far this whipped cream gets me, and hopefully it'll look okay. So let's get started. Let's top this thing off. All right, so there we go. I'll get a final picture of it for you, and I will get some photos of what it looks like when it's cut into tonight when the family dives in. But thank you so much for joining me today. John Tries to Bake, the key lime edition. If you like what you see, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button. My channel is all about just learning to bake and teaching myself through different things that I watch and learn and read about. And so I appreciate you joining me. But yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on our next episode. Thanks.